Hello and welcome to another Pauper video. Today we're showcasing Poison Storm, and this list specifically, Renaar took to 16th place in the Pauper Showcase that happened on Saturday, May 13th. That was really exciting for me. I haven't seen this list place quite so well in any major event, or just Poison Storm do that well in a major event. He actually went 6-2, which means that tiebreakers kept him out of the top 8, which is wild. So what was their specific strategy, and how does this deck work? We're gonna check that out. So the deck works by playing Prologue to Phyresis. Each opponent gets a poison counter and draw a card. Or playing Infectious Inquiry, you draw 2 cards and lose 2 life. Each opponent gets a poison counter. So we have 8 ways to give our opponent a poison counter. That will not finish the game, but we have 16 ways of proliferating. We have Thirsting Roots, which is just proliferate or search for a basic, put it in your hand, and then shuffle. And then 8 2-mana proliferates with Experimental Augury, which is anticipate with proliferate. Contentious Plan is draw a card with proliferate. And 4 of the Big Daddy proliferation spell, which is draw 3 cards and proliferate for 3 blue. We're going to be abusing the proliferate by playing Everflowing Chalice, which has multi-kicker. You can add a mana for each charge counter on Everflowing Chalice. So you're going to pay 2 mana to play this initially. It's just going to keep growing and growing and growing, paying for all your gigantic spells. We also have Pentad Prism, which is Sunburst. So you pay like green-black, comes into play. You can remove a counter, cast Contentious Plan, and then Contentious Plan puts a counter back on Pentad Prism, so it's our cost reducer for the deck. These are basically our cost reducers / mana engines. And over here, the depletion lands enter with 2 charge counters, and they make mana, so you can have green, black, or blue, but you have to remove a depletion counter. So they enter with depletion counter, sorry. And when the depletion counters go away, since they enter with 2, you have to sacrifice the land. But we're just going to be proliferating so much that they never go away, and we have Tron mana. 2 mana for tapping 1 land, that's pretty good. We're rounding out the mana base, which is the same thing that I've been playing with 1 each of Forest and Swamp, and the rest are islands. I like these arts, so that's why I'm choosing them. You don't have to play snow-covered islands. So what Renaar did was, basically I've been playing cutting like 1 deep, 1 prologue, 1 thirsting roots, potentially 1 more thirsting roots, and playing some interactive spells in the main deck. And what he decided to do was just maximum poison, maximum proliferation, maximum artifacts, maximum good lands, maximum big card draw spells, maximum weather the storm, and then the only techie card in the main is the 1 serrated arrows. Serrated arrows is pretty sweet because it gives -1/-1 counters, which you can actually proliferate. So if you can get it to hit a creature with a counter, you'll eventually get rid of that creature as you move through your deck. This deck is relatively weak to fairies. So in the sideboard, we've got 2 more serrated arrows, and then 3 Anoint with Affliction, 3 Moments Peace. That makes sense to me. We're not totally hard targeting with these matchups. Anoint with Affliction is very good versus walls and fairies. So we have 5 more cards to bring in versus fairies, potentially. 3 Moments Peace. We're going to try to use just 3 additional Moments Peace to stall against intense aggro decks. And 4 of Hydroblast. This was really good in my previous league, so that makes a lot of sense to me. And then he's just going the 3 Brainy Endings. So very similar to the deck that I'd been playing before, and I'm excited to take it through a league. If you enjoy this, definitely give me a like and subscribe. Check out the Patreon, patreon.com/calicais, and I will see you in the matches. We're here in round 1 versus Not That Bad. Last time I played them, they were on a Reanimator plan. We're going to keep this because we have Depletion Land into Island. So on turn 2, we can play Chalice into Contentious Plan or Chalice into Chalice. Play the land and pass the turn. It probably makes sense to go Chalice into Chalice so that we can tap the 1. Okay, no. I'm going to Everflowing Chalice here, cast a multi-kicker 1. And then I'm going to cast a Contentious Plan, so I have my blind draw here, and put mana on my 2 things and pass a turn. So now I can actually cast Vivisurgeon's Insight on turn 3. If they don't wildfire me, they do. So I will grab Swamp. Okay, we can play the Scary out. Cast this with Multi-Kicker. And then go ahead and Augury, looking for we want the Infectious Inquiry here, I think. And whoa, are these? Okay, any order. All right, we can pass the turn. They're gonna play a Wildfire again. Okay, yes. We'll grab the Forest. That's fine. See, the Wildfire doesn't matter. I guess it matters a little bit because we wanted to cast its Insights, but not really. So we can cast Inquiry. You get some poison. And cast Vivisurgeon's Insight. You get some more poison. Doot. Done. And then I will just proliferate here. Doot. And yeah, pass the turn. Okay. Looks like this is the Boros initiative list from Snapbolt. I want to get some more blue lands in play. I don't really want these lands, so I'm going to just Insight again. They're just scooping it up. Alright, easy day. So there we could Thirsting Roots for another island, and then cast Serrated Arrows, kill their creature, do some more stuff. Basically, don't care about anything they're doing, right? Bring the Ending is like the only thing we care about. Maybe. I think it's fine. They're pretty slow. Their earliest initiative is turn 4. We can fight through it with Weatherstorm. We could potentially bring in another Arrows. Just ping away all their creatures. Cut 1 Weather. That seems fine. Alright, so this is a obviously terrible hand, Mulligan. We have double Scary, Chalice, Augury, Insight. I'm going to keep this. Now the question is, what do I put back? We imagine that they're going to be bringing in Hydroblasts. I think I'm going to put back the Weather, and hope that they're not so fast that that matters. Lead on Scary and pass a turn. You do have to press pass when you have that 0 in your hand. We're going to Looting. Discard 2 Companions. Okay, so maybe it's not Boros initiative. Play Scary. Let's kick this one time. Pass the turn. So if they wildfire my land, they're going to abrade it, Mike. Okay. So we go Peat Bog into Augury. Do I want Roots or the Weather? Probably the Thirsting Roots. Yeah. Choosing the Thirsting Roots since we only have the 1 proliferation in hand. Pass the turn. They're going to Looting again. And what do you discard? So on this turn I can draw 3. So I think that's my plan. Although I could just Deep Analysis. They discard Dust to Dust. Makes sense. Okay. Let's go Deep Analysis. And cast a Proliferate. 1, 2, 3. I was kind of looking for any way to poison them, actually, but we didn't find one. They late to dinner the Paladin, so now they have the initiative, which means I have to start digging for the Weather of the Storm. Cool. And they ephemerate the initiative. Things are happening. They're only on 2 cards in hand, though. Woodlot, 1, 2, 3, 4. We have 6, 7 mana. Alright, so lead on Insight. 1, 2, 3, 4. Cast Augury. Do I want to cast Augury now? I think so. Another Chalice. Okay, 1, 2. Still haven't found any proliferation, which is kind of annoying. Pass the turn. We'll discard an island and the peat bog and an island. Pass the turn. So they're going to deal me. They're going to trap me right now. And then they're going to ephemerate their paladin. So they're not going to attack with the paladin. It's going to go back to being a 3/6. No, they are going to attack. Okay. Play Inspiring Overseer. So this will put me to 7. And then I'll be dead on the crackback if I don't weather. Kabam. There's the Inquiry. So. 2, 3. Cast. So we can Chalice into Inquiry. Cast with multi-kicker. Cast with multi-kicker. Oops. 1, 2. So now we can 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Cast Insight. Draw some cards. Make some mana. Done. Cast Prism. Done. Cast Chalice. Okay. And then go ahead and cast Weather the Storm. Ba-boom! Your turn. We're at 25. We're going to be taking 7. We have a lot of mana in play now. So we're going to lead on Inquiry into Insight because we need to get the Inquiry down, and then we're going to try to get the Insights, putting more power into play, or more mana into our play. And they hit a Gorilla Shaman. Nope, another Paladin. Okay, got Paladins. Paladins for days. Okay. Cast Inquiry. Proliferate. So this is a huge ritual for us because we get a bunch of mana. Finally poisoned our opponent a little bit. We're going to Contentious Plan. So each of these is +2 mana for us. Doot. And you. Done. I need to start using my colorless mana. So let's Contentious Plan again. This gives me the mana back entirely, which is +1, kind of a ritual. Okay, done. Now we're going to guess Inquiry first. A Pentad Prism is nice. Play the Prism. White, blue. Done. And now I will cast my Insight to draw as many blind draws as possible first. You, 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2. Okay, done. Oh man, we're certainly doing things. Cast the Pentad Prism. Done. We can now Augury one more time. You take a Contentious Plan. We are clicking and clicking and clicking. We might be able to kill them this turn. Alright, let's Contentious Plan. I think it's better just to get that out and then playing the arrows right now. Alright, they're at 8. Okay, so we can play the blue land, tap, and then we can cast Insight off of our prisms. So we just still have a ton of mana off of the Chalice. 1, 2, 3, 1, 1, 1. Okay, they're dead. Easy peasy. Proliferate. Put 1 on you. Make your creatures bigger. Poor mid-range deck. Let's go to round 2. Round 2 versus RNA PvP 1. Mulligan this one. We only have 1 mana source to start. If we had 2, we could potentially Chalice and then play Prism and go off that way, but I think it's, way too risky. So we have a turn 3 Insight. We have Weather Storm lined up. We can go just put back the island. We'll have a bunch of tap lands, but I think that's fine. Put back the island. lead on the scary. This way, if we draw a turn 2, well, we can't really run out a turn 2 artifact just yet. We're probably just going to go scary, woodlot, swamp, cast the insight, see what happens. Okay, we are against a mid-range deck again, it looks like. Potentially the black-white initiative. Play woodlot and pass the turn. If it is a black-white initiative, I think I want to get the scary into play before I cast the insight. Oh, it looks to be familiars? Cast the insight? Do you have loose focus? No. Okay. Pass the turn. So now we're looking to get our chalices in play and cast the augury and increase this value on the scary. Okay, they can do nothing. Play Saprosan Scary. Cast a multi-kicker 1. Okay, we're going to float the green here. And then do that again. Okay. We're going to Thirsting Roots. So now we have a ton of mana. And we're going to look for a poison spell. Prologue. Any order. Doot. Make sure we don't say done until we actually give our stuff things. Pass the turn. So this was turn 4. Now we have 6, 12, 13 mana on play. And they play a, what? Seagate Oracle, maybe? They preordained? Yikes. So I think we're going to tap Woodlot, Scary, cast Prologue. I guess that's a problem because they are potentially representing that they have a counterspell for the Prologue. Although that doesn't matter that much. We can just go find another one. They're going to cast a Seagate Oracle and give us the window. Thank you. Thank you. I don't really want to play the Woodlot, but if we don't draw a depletion off of the Prologue, I'll play the Woodlot so that we... Okay. I was going to say that at least we're going to get some value out of the proliferation. We play the Prologue, and they are poisoned. Let's Peat Bog. And 3, 4. They have a certain insight. Draw some cards, poison you. Doot. Everything is up. Done. Let's see. Going to float mana since we don't really have anything to do unless we draw into something. We find Contentious Plan and Deep Analysis. At this point, since we have so much in hand, I think we need the 4 cards from the Deep Analysis. So poison you to 3. Put stuff on all my things. I click them. There we go. And we already played lands, so we're just going to pass. Next turn we can play the Deep Analysis and flash it back, draw 4 cards right away. Our opponent is almost on 5 mana, and we are on a million billion mana. 8, 9, 19 mana. We're going to untap with 20 mana. That's so ridiculous. Okay. They just scoop it up. We did not have anything happening, though. We're just going to draw into blank. Eventually get there. I mean, we had the arrows, I guess. Yikes. Well, I appreciate that. So the arrows doesn't really matter. Weather the Storm doesn't really matter. So I think I'm going to bring in the counterspells and the anoints. Although maybe it's better to just have the serrated arrows. Our opponent's probably going to bring in some anti-artifact stuff. So the Anoint with Afflictions can murder a familiar forever. Also stop them from resolving an ephemerate. I don't think it's necessary to worry about their clock and leave weather storms in, so let's just do it this way, I guess. Is this what I want to do? Serrated arrows also is not good against flickers, so let's just do it this way. Our Bring the Endings are mostly to be used against Muldrifter, Archaeomancer, and Familiar if we have the opportunity. Alright, we're opening Bring the Ending plus 2 insights. I guess I'm going to keep this. Just play it slow. They skipped their turn. That was an accident. They might just concede. They do not. Okay, we'll play the Woodlot. Pass the turn. We're gonna play familiar. We will counter it. Okay, we have a contentious plan, which is good. So we can contentious plan, get our scary back online, and pass. This next turn we can counter a 2-drop again, play the Peat Bog. If they have nothing going on, we can play the Peat Bog and pass. We play Seagate Oracle, so I'm just going to let that resolve and play my Peat Bog, resolve my Vivid Surgeon's Insight, get a bunch of mana in play. Peat Bog into Insight. Draw 3. Doot. Done. We will discard the Woodlot. It's like our worst land in this matchup. Then we can play the Scary next. We can resolve our Inquiry into our Insight. So we have 5, 6, 7, 8 mana. They play Tranquil Cove. Alright. I'm just going to play my Scary out, lead on Inquiry. They have to have a negate. They don't have the negate, so we're going to proliferate now. They could have a... They don't have a... They do not prohibit me. Done. I can pass the turn now. They're at 2 poison, and we've got 3 lined up. Got to bring the ending to protect our Vivid Surgeon's Insight. And I did F6 there and allow them to ephemerate, but I don't think I would have countered it anyway. Sure, you can ephemerate. If they try to resolve a Muldrifter, I'll counter it. If they try to resolve an Archaeomancer, I'll counter it. They have 5 mana. Counter that. Pass the turn. Okay. Lead on Prologue. 3, 4, 5. Let's cast the Insight. Draw 3. 1, 2. Poison you up. Cast an Augury. Grab this Pentad Prism, I think. Or did we just maximum? We'd also Thirsting Roots. And poison them again right now. Or just go maximum card draw. I think I'm just going to maximum card draw here. And pass the turn. After playing my land, of course. We're going to discard the Forest. We're at 5, and I've got 4 poison lined up. They preordain. They went bottom on the preordain. They're going to get in for 1 and put me to 16. Not the fastest clock in the world. Archaeomancer grabs the Ephemerate. So now we are free to do what we want on this turn. So I guess the best draw for us would... Okay. We have a Prologue. Going to cast the Infectious Inquiry, floating the green in case we find a Thirsting Roots. Do we have enough? I think we just kill him here. Draw. And just plan. Doot. Done. Cast Augury. Find whatever. And you are dead. On to the next. That was a good round for us for sure. We'll see you in round 3. We're here in round 3 versus Lace Silver. This is, I think, still a keep, even though we only have an early Chalice and no proliferation. We do have the Prologue. I'm going to keep it because we can go Woodlot into Chalice into Prologue, having the blue man in play. They mulligan to 5, which is clearly good for me. Mulligans to 4, so now we have no idea what they're on. They could just scoop before the game starts. Although, if they do that, then they won't know what we are on. So in the blind, what do I do? Mulligan to 4. Maybe a Bogles deck? Okay, they're just going to let us know what they're on. So this is either Bogles or the Colony Garden deck. The black-green kind of deck. So this is actually interesting, this position. So we can Chalice into Thirsting Roots or Prologue into Thirsting Roots. I think it's better to... I think it's better to get mana on the table. Chalice. And then Thirsting Roots. Get these guys bigger. We're playing against the Black-Green Gardens deck, so this should be an Easy win in this game. I think we'll just play the Peatbog out, or we could go green deep analysis. Yeah, let's just prologue, poison you 1, play the Peatbog. Now we are pinched on blue mana. We find a blue mana source, so we can Peatbog here. Pass the turn. Could have also played the blue mana and cast the prologue, but I want to get my proliferation ready. They go ahead and deadly dispute their token, so they're not going to have a turn for initiative. We don't care about Crypt Rats, we don't care about the removal spells. We do like a scary here. We'll just prologue you. Yeah, leave the mana up. Pass the turn. But if I'm going to draw land, I'm happy to draw blue land, so that's not the worst draw ever. We're going to scary and then pay 5 mana off these and then deep analysis. Although that will open us up to a potential Bajuka Bog on the DA, getting rid of it. This probably is going to be the initiative. There's the initiative. So we have to find our Weather the Storm pretty fast. Right now they're... So next turn we're going to be taking 7. Let's Vivisurgence Insight floating black, I guess? Wait. I remember now. Play the scary. Doesn't really matter. Proliferate, draw 3. You. And that. Done. Okay, so now we can probably just take a big turn next turn. Leaving the green open in case of the proliferation. Okay. Pass the turn. We'll discard Peatbog. Now I'm interested in making the untapped land mana drops. We're going to be playing a Pentad Prism into Prologue, Augury, plus the Deep Analysis if they don't bog us. Okay, we take 7, we're going to go to 14. They do bog us. Sad day. We just need to leave the Weather the Storm open. They're going to cast another Avenging Hunter. Oh, Vampire Sovereign. So this puts us at 10. Next turn 5. And then we're going to be taking 10, so we're going to go to -5. Which means that we definitely have to Weather the Storm. Dude. Prologue. Let's play this Pentad Prism. Let's prologue. Prologue again. Keeping my blue mana open. Pentad. Still just not making a land drop. Cast Experimental Augury. On an Infectious Inquiry. I think I'll take that. You. And then I'm putting the counters on all my stuff. I can tap the Everflowing Chalice and black Infectious Inquiry. Draw some cards. Put you to 8, 7. Okay, now I can Chalice, cast a multi-kicker 1. Alright, now we need to do maximum things. Play the Peatbog. We will proliferate. You go to 8. So them getting rid of our deep analysis was really big for us, actually. Because now we're blind drawing. And we have gained almost 30 life, but it only is going to buy us 1 or 2 turns. Pass the turn. Zoom. We're at 35. We're going to be taking 10 this turn, though. Plus another 5, so we're taking 15, going to 20 this turn. Minimum. So our best draw would be Vivisurgence Insight, Experimental Augury, or Deep Analysis. To get in for 10. Bam, we're at 20. We've seen... Okay, Contentious Plan is not the worst, obviously. Advance our game plan. And another blind draw off the top. I clicked all the things now, and pass. And we find another plan, so it's just GG. You. Put the counter on this. Done. Got him. Okay, so they mulliganed to 4, and then we won. I appreciate that, I guess. Alright, so the question is what to bring in, right? Moment's Peace is really good versus them because it stops all their stuff. We don't really care about the attacks that much. Moment's Peace plus Weather the Storm has been pretty good, I think. And what are they going to do? I think I'm going to trim one prologue. Or we could just, like, not trim anything, right? And then just, instead of Moment's Piecing, use Bring the Ending to stop them from resolving their initiative. Guess of anything, I probably want to keep the proliferation stuff around, right? Alright, I'm going to trim Chalice, Arrows, and one Prologue, and just bring in the Moment's Peace, and then just be a stall deck. Turbo Fog them. Not really care about their initiative. I think maybe on the play, the Bring the Ending plan might be better. Just really step them back a lot, and have us a little bit more time to find our Bring the Ending. The other thing is by trimming one of our okay, so I'm gonna keep this. I was gonna say that trimming our artifacts makes this turn to proliferate not as likely. Found a Pentad Prism anyway, so we'll Peat Bog and pass the turn. We're gonna get in for 0. No, they don't. Okay, let's go Scary and then get a lot of value off this Prism. They're gonna Deadly Dispute end of turn. So this means they have a turn 4 initiative. We pass. Duress would be a problem for me right now. They're going to Wrench Mind me. 2 cards. Roots, Weather. I'm just going to keep all my card draw in hand. I need that Pentad Prism. Play the Pentad. Done. Play the Hickory Woodlot. And cast my Experimental Augury. We find an Infectious Inquiry, which is required to win the game, right? So let's take that. We can pass. 6, 7, 8, 9, 5, 6, 7, 8. We have enough to go Infectious Inquiry into Insight. It looks like they don't have the mana to cast their initiative on this turn, which is huge. They cast an Ichor Wellspring. Okay. And we're going to go Inquiry, draw. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, so we can Scary now. And Inquiry, or we can cast this Insight, and then still have mana for the Pentad Prism. So just, now you get another counter. Done. We could Thirsting Roots here, but I'm going to save it for a big Weather the Storm turn. Pass the turn. Here comes the initiative. Alright, a little bit too slow. Turn 5. Turn 5 initiative is relatively fair, to be honest. That's the turn it was supposed to be cast. They have a Swamp, but no Duress. Another Weather. I think I'm going to lead on... I guess I just have to lead on the Insight. Draw 3. 1. Done. Okay, so now we have our Chalice. Land. Cast the Chalice. Start building up some mana. Green. Cast Thirsting Roots to proliferate. U. And then put mana on all of our lands. Done. I'm going to now cast the Augury, I guess. Find a plan. I don't need the Moment's Peace right now. I have double Weather the Storm. Then we're going to Contentious Plan. Now our Chalice is 4. U. Done. Tap the Chalice. Blue. Cast Experimental Augury. Using 1 mana from the Chalice. Find just lands, whatever. These things happen. Okay, mana is on all of our stuff. Blue. Cast Prologue. We're close to killing them. Blue. Cast Contentious Plan. And this is the GG, actually. You don't even have to Weather the Storm. Unfortunate, but you know, sometimes you just have to win the game. And you are dead, though. Okay. To the next one. Okay, round 4 versus R2 Costa, who is a burn player. Known burn player. Let's see. I think this is a mulligan. Not good enough. We are very close, but we have to mull. This I think is going to be a keep. Put back one of the roots. Play the peat bog and pass the turn. So we're looking for an artifact, obviously, but at least we are going to have 2 contentious plans to draw, and we're looking to put the mana in play for the deep analysis. There's the Swifty. Swifty go. You find Infectious Inquiry. We're just gonna play that out here. We miss on lands. Find 2 Weather the Storms. Another Swift Spear. Bad News Bears. So if we had just cast the Contentious Plan, yikes, I think we're dead here. We can try planning. You, done. Find a scary, okay. Pass. I mean, we're not dead. We're close to dead. We really needed to make a land drop. So, if they have 3 bolts, we're dead, because it'll be 5 for each. Lava dart, 1, 2, 3, 4. Bolt. This is 9, 10, 11, 12. This is 8, 9, 10, 11. Okay. So that is the game. We can let our opponent kill us, I guess. Fire Blast. Alright, they just have everything this game. So we're going to bring in the 4 Hydroblast, cutting the serrated arrows, one of these, 1 Thirsting Roots. We have a plan. Our plan is to just stall. It might work. I've beaten them before. This looks to be a more burn-focused list, so as long as they don't go Swift Spear, kill you, maybe we'll be okay. That was turn 3, right? Might have been turn 3. Let's go look it up. Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. Okay, we're on the play. We know what we're up against. I'm gonna keep this. Peat Bog go. They lead on a Swift Spear. With a Woodlot. Pass the turn. Next turn we can go Inquiry into Augury. And then we'll have black-green up, or in play plus an island. They play a Swift Spear. And then, they played a Synthesizer this turn. Plays a mountain off the Synthesizer. Raises our land. Nope, Lightning Bolt. Okay. Bashes. So we're going to go to 13. We might just be dead. We find a Weather the Storm. Okay. So, land, pass the turn. At the end of their turn, we can Augury into Weather. Because Ren's Resolve. Land, they have Chain Lightning. Okay. This puts us to 10. We're not going to copy. Digging in for 3. Okay. We'll go Augury. Looking for... Oh, we find a Hydroblast, huh? I think the other Augury is better at this point. Because we have to get our lands back. We're going to gain 12. Pass the turn. We Infectious Inquiry. Poison them. Play Scary. Play Augury. Contentious Plan is the pick. So you finally have a poison. We have lands. We got colors. So now we're just going to try to draw into another Weather the Storm. They're Reckless Impulse. Find Mountain, Epicure. Play the Mountain. They're going to play the Epicure. So we're going to go to 15 minimum, 14 minimum actually. And looks like we're going to be going to like 8. Yikes. Alright, how do we get past this? So this puts us to 10 right now. Get in. That darn Swifty. Too strong. So I guess Hydroblast would be good. Let's Vivisection's Insight, floating a green. You, 1, 2, 3, done. So we can now cast the Prism. Done. Can play the Forest. And then we can gain another 12 by going Contentious Plan into Weather the Storm. That blows our Prism. We can gain 9 right now, or we can pass the turn and wait to see if they go for lethal, and then go Augury into Weather the Storm, which might be better. So that would be like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We might get more value off it that way. And then if they don't kill us, we can just pass the turn and go for Weather on our turn. They discard a land. So right now we're looking at 8 life off these two. They get in for 2. Okay. So we have to not let them have Fire Blast on us. They play Kessig. Okay. So I don't really want to play the Infectious Inquiry. We'll play the Contentious Plan first. Whatever. I'll play this Sacrifice Scary out. Contentious Plan. Okay, no Pyroblast yet. And we're proliferating. Done. Find a Chalice. Cast that. Dude. Alright. Chalice comes into play. Get that mana. Cast Experimental Augury. Find a Deep Analysis. So I'm going to take that for rebuilding purposes. Done. Cast an Augury. I'll take the Thirsting Roots just for the mana and like being a mini ritual here. That helps us add Storm Count as well. Green, Thirsting Roots, proliferate, so that gives us our mana right back. You, 1, 2, 1, 1. You puts you to 7. So now we can Infectious Inquiry and then respond with Weather Storm. Black, green. Hold priority by pressing Control. Cast this. Cast Weather the Storm. I'm going to press F6 here. We're going to gain 21 and lose 2 life, putting us to... They're going to Fire Blast us and then Bolt us. I mean, you had this on your turn when I was tapped out, bro. I was already tapped out. That's really kind of ridiculous to me. Just double Fire Blast you for lethal. Slow roll. Alright, let's go to round 5. Round 5, S1D. Probably burn player, right? Okay, let's go. Keep this. I'll lead on the Woodlot, I guess. Into the Scary. Don't poison me! There's a don't poison me, boss. Oh, that's great. Alright, Scary pass. They appear to be on Affinity. Yield through this turn. So we can actually go Deep Analysis into Thirsting Roots this turn to get our lands back if we play the island out right now. Okay, we have a Pentad Prism. So obviously we're playing that first. Alright, so we are going to cast the Infectious Inquiry, floating the green, and go ahead and proliferate. Really good start for us, especially against Affinity. Oh no! Pass the turn. I forgot to poison them. That's okay. Forgot to do it. So let's see if we lose by 1 poison. Yikes. I have 5, 6, 7, 8. I have 7 mana. I'm gonna play Kenku. Okay. I think I'm gonna lead on. Let's go DA. Draw. Woodlot. Play Experimental Augury. Now I'm going to definitely poison you this time. Insight or Chalice? Take the insight. I want those cards in my hand. Okay, we actually got the stuff on them this turn. Pass the turn. Pass again. We're going to take 3/4 potentially. I don't know if they're going to be able to leave up a counterspell though. Okay, so they have potentially Metallic Rebuke up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We can play through the Metallic Rebuke. And they play a Thought Cast, so no Rebuke. Mere Enforcer. Serrated Arrows, huh? Let's cast. Go land. Insight. Draw 3. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Done. Can't cast the arrows this turn. We can try Augury for another Pentad or Chalice. Find a plan. Guess I'll take that. Any order. You. And then all my lands and stuff. I think this turn I'm just going to Weather the Storm. Pass the turn. We gain 9. It's not a ton, but it is some. They're at 4. Should be at 5. I messed that up. We're taking 8. We have another Weather the Storm lined up. Not having the Chalice that I passed on is kind of a problem at the moment. We're at 15. Black. Let's Infectious Inquiry first. Thirsting Roots A. So we can play. Guess we just Thirsting Roots first. Play out the arrows. Okay, they do appear to be considering playing a Metallic Rebuke here. Proliferate. Okay, no Rebuke. Put the counter on the Mere Enforcer and make it teeny tiny. Done. We can proliferate again. Oops, I forgot to put a counter on my thingamajig. Okay, no. Okay, they're going to discard Final Flourish. Sacrifice an artifact or creature. Target creature gets -2, -2, or -6, -6. Okay. And we will go you, 1, 2, here. Put counters on everything and that thing. Done. Should we leave it as a 1/1 or try to kill it? We could also put counters on this next turn. We can Contentious Plan now. They could still counter. If they have the counter, we let it resolve and we cast a Weather Storm. They Reckoner's Bargain their creature. That makes sense. But they just didn't want it. They thought I was going to kill it. I probably should have killed it, huh? So that makes sense. It would have gone to 0. Done. And we'll go green. Weather the Storm. Gain 21. Pass the turn. Good stuff. Good stuff. So they're tapping 2 mana, Reckoner's Bargain, the Blood Fountain. They're not going to be able to kill us very soon. We have 1 to put them to 8 off the prologue. They Reckoner's Bargain again, sacrificing a land. Don't have much going on. Gets in for 4. Okay. I guess I should try to kill their land, huh? That probably would have been better than the Mere Enforcer. Just put all the counters on the -1s on the land. But actually, you can't proliferate the -1 counter because it just negates it. And let's see if that is correct. Do this. This just goes to 2 +1/+1 counters, right? So you can't proliferate it. That's fine. Let's prologue and deep analysis. And then we will insight. We're not going to proliferate onto their thing. 9. This would be lethal, but now this is lethal. We just have too much proliferation. Kabloom! And we actually even have another proliferation lined up with the Augury. Alright, post board. So if we're thinking about the things that they can do, They could have a very fast start where Moment's Peace would be good. I feel like Weather the Storm is good enough. Serrated Arrows are pretty good at just like making all their stuff tiny. And if everything's tiny, that's good. We can also use the Serrated Arrows to get rid of their Gorilla Shaman, which the Gorilla Shaman can eat the Everflowing Chalice. I'm tempted to just run it back and see what happens. I know that post board they're going to be bringing in like Pyroblasts, so maybe Hydroblast is just better than the Serrated Arrows. Serrated Arrows pretty slow. Maybe I can cut. Let's cut an Everflowing Chalice and a Thirsting Roots for 2 more Hydros. Submit it. Definitely tough to. It's definitely tough to sideboard with these kinds of decks. There's just a lot going on. Okay, we're going to keep this. The issue could be a counter on the Pentad Prism, but we have the optimal hand of turn 1 Depletion, turn 2 Artifact into an Experimental Augury, leading us to 5 mana on turn 3. Although we can't cast the Vivid Surgeon's Insight on turn 3 without blowing the Pentad Prism. So there's a risk here of minimum blue sources. Find another blue source. So now we can actually cast the Vivid Surgeon's Insight on turn 3 if they don't have a counterspell. Looks like they're going to tap off of a Pyroblast here, which is good for me. We'll Pentad Prism and just use a Contentious Plan with the blind draw. Get that out of the way. Pass the turn. Really, really good start. So let's see what they do. 3 mana available. They Thought Cast. Alright, they're going to pass the turn. We have a Hydroblast, which means that we can potentially Augury plus Hydroblast. I'm just going to play out the Depletion land, get more mana into play. Next turn I'll play the Island. What you going to do? Thoughtcast again. So on this turn I can go Augury plus Hydroblast. Cast Augury. They have the Pyro. We are going to counter. At a minimum, this will start a counter war and they'll have to use their second Pyro, but it looks like it's just going to resolve. Okay. Take a Chalice. And then we will put mana on our stuff. Pass turn. Alright, so land, Chalice, multi-kicker. We're going to use Thirsting Roots. I want to use it as a ritual, but I need the mana. Let's just attempt to Vivid Surgeon's Insight since they didn't Pyro with my Hydro. Yay! Okay. We have no, I guess I need to look for a poison spell now. Augury. Just take the Deep Analysis and put some mana back on the table. Alright, your turn. So this next turn, well, the only issue that we have right now is that if they get rid of the Pentad Prism, we run out of green sources. But this looks like an easy turn to play Scary and then double cast a Deep Analysis. DA, we find a Prologue. Try to cast the Prologue. We could have waited until their turn. They have a negate, it looks like. Okay. Let's try casting a Contentious Plan. Okay. Hydroblast. Alright. So they're keeping us off of poisoning them. We've got a lot going on. 2 mana, they're going to Reckoner's Bargain their Chromatic Star and draw 3 cards, putting them to 8 cards in hand, 21 life. Luckily, life doesn't matter. We're just hanging out. They play a land. Chromatic Star. Now they can start slamming threats. Reinforcer costs 1 mana. Looks like they're holding up a negate again. We have the green source now. So we're going to draw some cards. Play the Scary. Draw some more cards. Still nothing, huh? Pentad Prism. Doot. Attempt to cast a Deep Analysis from the graveyard. Nothing. Wow. Okay. So let's Thirsting Roots to proliferate. And we're just gonna pass. We have to discard 3 cards. I'm just gonna discard all my lands, I think. Land. I'm holding on to my proliferation and my weather storms. They play an Ichor Wellspring. Next turn we have 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 18 mana. So we can definitely double cast a Deep Analysis, so we're not worried about any sort of Metallic Rebukes or anything. Alright, we're going to lead on Prologue. Negate again. Bummer Town. Okay, Deep Analysis. We have black. Cast Infectious Inquiry. Oh no. Let's see, we now have the Prologue. So I'm going to cast the Prologue first. We're going to go green, cast Thirsting Roots, proliferate. And then we're putting stuff on everything. So this is the first turn that we've poisoned them, right? Green, proliferate again. Put stuff on everything again. Man, flipping all the dice and paper is wild. Okay, blue, cast Experimental Augury, find an Inquiry. So that Augury was +1 mana, although colorless mana. And now we're going to tap the Chalice and start using our colored sources. Draw some cards. Play the blue source. Black. Infectious Inquiry. Bam. Black. Infectious Inquiry again. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so now we can cast the Insight. This will not win the game though. 1, 2, 3. And you are at 7. Can we do it all in one turn? That would be sick. Oh man, let's try. Blue. Plan. Putting stuff on everything. Almost there. No, don't quit. They said GG, so. And we have the Augury. Doesn't matter. That's cool to get that all done in one turn. Done. And bam. All right, 4-1, losing the burn 0-2. So if we go back to the deck, you know what? I think that maximum proliferation makes a lot of sense. The Serrated Arrows was decent in the main. The only issue is that our deck is somewhat weak to fairies, and it's also, it's rough facing against burn, but you have so much proliferation that you can definitely chain off and hit a Weather Storm. I think we just got unlucky with our opponent having double Fire Blast there for lethal, but they could have Fire Blast plus Bolt and Swell for lethal. They just didn't do anything, and I think I missed this position where I could have gained 9, 12 life, but then they would have probably killed me anyway, because they would have had double Fire Blast plus the attacker, so maybe we would have just died. So it could have been a misplay there on my part. Anyway, let me know what you think, and I'll see you in the next video. Thanks for watching.